Here we have our 9-year-old festival bottling. On Islay every year there is a festival of music and alcohol called FEIS ILE, and each of the distilleries has a day where they promote the distillery, open it up to the public, doing very many different activities over and above the normal tours that are held on a daily basis. And this is our example of whisky for the 9th FEIS ILE. For the 6th Islay Festival, or FEIS ILE, we produced a 100% bourbon whisky at 6 years old, 600 bottles. For number 7, it was a 7-year-old sherry matured, 700 bottles. At 8, it was 8-year-old wine matured, 800 bottles. And we thought for 9 years old, could we do something unique again? And here we have what we think is the perfect balance. We've taken some of the whiskies that were seen in the 6-year-old that are now 9 years old, the 7 and the 8, and we've brought all these together. So this is about 33% sherry matured, 33% bourbon matured, and 33% wine matured. It's at 57.1%. It is a young whisky, it's only 9 years old, so it is going to be smoky in there. But this is the first time that we at Morrison Bowmore have released something that is a marriage of 3 different wood types. You have North American oak bourbon barrels, you have European oak sherry barrels, and you have Limousin oak red wine barrels. It gives you a distinct colour here, especially at 57.1% cask strength. You can see that interesting colour that takes on all the tones of the American bourbon barrels, the Spanish sherry casks, and the Limousin oak casks. When you pour this, you expect to see a big smokiness. The younger the Bowmore, the smokier the Bowmore. So we expect this to be smoky. Ally that with the fact that it's at 57.1%, and we really expect this to be a mouth-bursting and mouth-filling whisky. It's also going to do the same to the nose. Try and keep your mouth open when you nose this. It's an interesting harmony here. You've got that sweetness coming through from North American oak. You've got that richness which comes through from the European oak. There's some spiciness which comes through from the Limousin oak. But bringing all that together is the signature characteristics of Bowmore Distillery. There is that big waft of peat smoke coming through, and just bringing that together, you're seeing some of the sweetness of the malted barley in there, and you're also seeing some of that briny sea-like influence that you see in all Bowmores. Really something quite interesting, worth tasting. It's just an absolute explosion of flavours on the tongue. Although it's at 57.1%, you may want to add a little bit of water to this. I think that's perfectly palatable at that strength. What's amazing about this whisky is that it stimulates all areas of the tongue because of the different wood types used. You're getting that sweetness from the North American oak coming through at the front of the tongue. You're getting that richness of the European oak coming through towards the back of the palate. You're also getting that slight acidity from the Limousin oak, just giving you that slight tingle at the back and side of the tongue. But right throughout, you're getting the signature characteristic of Bowmore. You have that big smoke that just fills the mouth. It's slightly oily in character. It's distinctly salty, like a Bowmore should be. An absolute triumph in a glass, and I think something that will go down an absolute storm at this year's Islay Festival.